Hello, my name is Thomas and today I'll show you how I do a quick analysis using Python in Excel. This document is from RH department from a company, and today we need to analyze to get some insights and present the data that we present the insights to the stakeholders. So I'm gonna close this and we're gonna get the data using the Power Query editor. Right now it's making the connection. And we're gonna choose transform data. And the Power Query editor normally does some steps. In this case, made this step. I always recommend to start from the beginning. So this is the data. This data type is supposed to be a decimal number. However, the Power Query identified as a text, so we need to change it. Here there's a issue. Instead of gives me 31.5, it gives me 315. This kind of issues happens when the data is from a different region. For example, this data is from United States and I'm located in Peru. So my Power Query editor interpreted this dot as a 1000 separator. So, and that's the reason this happens every time I try to change the data type. This is quite easy to fix. We need to change it in locale like this. This is text and we want it as a decimal number. I'm located in Peru. Just like that, we have the correct data type. We have to do this operation in every column with a numerical value. However, I found another method using the advanced editor. This is the M language. This is the language of Power Query. So this is my code. I use Copilot in order to get this code. What it's gonna do is to change all the data types at once. And that's it. Everything is fixed. Those are whole numbers, decimal number. Yep. And everything is fixed. Now we're gonna close and load. What I'm gonna do is I don't gonna load the data. I just gonna make a connection. So this is the data, and now what we can do is to start to discover what is this data about. To do that, we want to use Python. So this is the name of the file. And this is the data frame. Well, there's a lot of numerical values about the meeting hours, the email response, the employee satisfaction, sick days, years of company, etc. In order to discover more insights, we can use the .describe function, and that gives us more information. What this function does, it gives us the account, the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum, the maximum. For example, the average of meeting hours are 8 hours a week. The email response is 30 minutes. Employee satisfaction average is 8.5. etc. To visualize uh, those values as a table, we can just click here as an Excel value, and it's going to give us everything. Well, this function gives us some information. However, I think it's not enough. And since there are a lot of numbers, we need to know how they may relate to each other and how they relate to each other. We can get some, maybe we can get some more info. But to do that, instead of describe, we can use the correlation function, which is that core. Oh, sorry, that only for the numeric values. Cool. This is the correlation. As you can see, if there's a matrix between itself, it's gonna give us a perfect one, and negative number means there's a negative correlation. Yeah, that gives us very valuable information, but it's still very difficult to explain in a presentation. So we can transform all this data in a visual. I believe a heat map is the best option here. Well, in order to do that, we can use the Seaborn library in Python. With this visual, we have a better understanding of what I mean by see the correlation between them. For example, here the performance rating and the training hours. This means that the lighter the color is, there's a positive correlation. Here means that if the employee complete their training hours, the employee is going to have a better performance, which makes sense. It's very logical. However, we can see here a negative correlation between the employee satisfaction and the meeting hours per week. If you present this to your stakeholders, well, they may ask you, but what is the exact correlation? What does that mean? Well, in order to get the exact correlation, we can use the function annotate. Here we have the exact correlation between the employee satisfaction and the meeting hours per week, which is minus 0.77. It's getting close to -1. So this is a very urgent topic that we can present to our stakeholders and elaborate some strategies in order to fix this, because it's a very, very important problem. So if I want to focus on this, there's a way to zoom it and show the exact how the meeting hours per week are affecting the employee satisfaction. We can make another visual to get a more clear understanding. We can use also the Seaborn library. the X value is going to be the meeting hours per week. And the Y value is going to be the employee satisfaction. So we got an image and we'll see. So there we have. We can see here there's a clear correlation between the meeting hours per week and the employee satisfaction. That means that if there are more meeting hours per week, the employee satisfaction is getting lower. So what I would do is to tell the stakeholders that if we want to maintain the employee satisfaction between 9.5 and 9, we better reduce the meeting hours between 4 or 6 per week. So as you can see, this is a very valuable information. The recommendation is based on data, is real data, and it can make a very positive impact in your staff. So this is just an example of how an analysis can help you to improve your production or your employee environment in your business. If you want, you can export the visuals into a PowerPoint, or maybe you can make a presentation in Canva, or probably a document in PDF. But that's it for today. Hope you like it, and see you next time. Bye.